Crazyhouse Puzzles stream, in which we will be trying to solve some puzzles on chessvariants.training, a site created by Program Fox, a sort of spin-off of Lichess, but with Crazyhouse Puzzles, and which has a very nice feature of being able to tag these puzzles by theme. So here we have a list of themes we have so far of Crazyhouse Puzzles, and by trying out these themes, trying out puzzles with each theme, but we can improve our tactics. And since last time, what I've actually done is I've created a list of definitions of each theme. So as we go along, I might share the definitions if they seem relevant, and maybe update them if they need updating. So this is the first puzzle we're going to look at. I just turned it on. I'm not quite sure how to do it, and we're also going to play some music while we try and solve these puzzles. And I want to introduce you to a very, it seems quite obscure singer called Milan. I don't know much about her, but Amistos Humeros, a set of poems and tango poems is the title of the album. And let's go. So, and welcome Ominous in the chat, and welcome everyone else in the chat. Let's go. Let's try and solve some Crazyhouse puzzles together. And then after each puzzle, we'll try and think, what is the theme? What's the underlying idea of this puzzle? Okay, so I have to admit I'm slightly flummoxed by this one. But I notice I also feel bad about speaking over this beautiful music. Hi there, Chuck Moulton. Black only has a queen. Maybe this. So how to finish this off? So diagonals can't work to begin with. Knights can't work because we only have one and the rook is in the way. So anything like this, that has no hope. So interestingly, the b8 is going to be the safe square for the king. So if we're going to think of... So maybe rook here takes knight here. Knight. Or knight here. Knight here, here, and then bishop here. It's tricky. If we ever get a queen, it'll be fine. So rook here, king takes, rook takes pawn. King here. And then we can go back and knight here. So he does have to take that rook. If he didn't take, we just go back, back. Knight there is mate. Yeah, so I'm just saying you've been playing around with the puzzles, and thanks, Chuck, the only one who can use the advert for my Crazyhouse website. Pawn at d7. Can't see. Where's d7? It's bishop there. So I'm thinking rook here takes, knight here. And then we have two diagonals if he dares to run down, so he has to run up. So it's not such an easy puzzle. But now what? Now we could go bishop here, that cuts off the king here, and you'd have to then run up again. Then we could do this, and that's checkmate. So I think we've done it. Yes, that's definitely too slow at c7. So I think I found it. This, cutting off h6. Oh, okay, so the point is, if he ran up, it was bishop at c7, and that was checkmate. Well, if he gives the queen, it makes it a lot easier. And so we solve it. So what is the idea? What's the theme of this puzzle? Let's see. So in some way, queen takes wasn't the most bishop. So the diagonal and knight mate, I think, is important. So dn, for any diagonal knight mate, I think dn is an important theme. And then a piece sack. I think getting in and sacking your piece, opening him up. So I'd say the two themes of that are piece sack, which is not so common, and dn. I mean, piece sack is very common, but piece sack, I don't know. So just to show you some of these definitions, well, piece sack might often happen not for sacrificing a piece other than a queen to create a positional hole or even a mating attack. I mean, it's something very vague. Why do I want to use piece sack? Because I think you have to sort of sack the piece to get him out. So there's no other word for it. So let's go on to the next puzzle. And is the volume of the music about right? I'm not drowning it out too much. It's not drowning me out too much, hopefully. Okay. So we have two pawns, and the opponent just has a bishop. So I think the first thing whenever you look at a puzzle, it looks like a mating puzzle. Because the king only has literally one square to go to. Ah, yes. Well done, Ominous, yes. You just need it's a two diagonal mate, as it were. Just need to do this. Oh, we can run this way. Okay, I was just thinking this, and then it's effectively a diagonal knight mate. Now running this way, this simply probably works, but let's just take our time. Knight takes knight. So this is cut off. This is cut off by this. So you'd have to run up. And then we've got another knight, so you can just add a knight here. And that would be checkmate. So what's the idea here? I think the bishop is it's kind of the piece you need to mate. But so you could say it was a piece hunt, but you're not really hunting for it. You just sack your queen. So I feel this is a queen sack, and again a diagonal knight mate. I do have a theme of multiple knights, but somehow the diagonal is important. So I'll just tag it queen sack and dn for diagonal and knight. So just to explain coordination themes. I used to have queen for just queen, but I found that most queen mates are diagonal and queen, so I might get rid of this queen. If it has a diagonal in it, then D comes first, so diagonal and knight, diagonal and rook, diagonal and queen, and diagonal and diagonal. If there's no diagonal involved in the mate, then we look at there's some mates involving knights, like knight, queen, knight, rook, knight, knight. And then there's some mates which are just rook and queen. There's also rook, rook, which comes up, which I haven't put in that list. I don't know why rook, rook is not there. And then there's queen, queen. Sometimes you have to be aware you have two queens. So rook, rook has not come up yet, but in theory it could. So queen sack dn, yes. So let's get on to the next one. So we're black, we have a lot of minor pieces. So the problem I have here is the king is going to h1, and I'm not quite sure how to get it on h1. And the other problem I have is if I ever sack my queen, a lot of these squares are covered. That's covered, this is covered, this is covered. So queen sacks are not as appealing as they might be. Bishop here is an idea, but the king does just have this square to go to. Okay, so we got to be a bit smart here. I'd have thought some sort of queen sack would work, but everything's... Oh, maybe you could deflect. No, but again, bishop here, he just goes here. Ah, okay, so there's knight here as well, but again there's this. In theory. Or queen takes. So I think the key to this puzzle, how are we going to get to the king on h1 if it ever went to h1? Okay, so here's a way. Knight here, if king ever goes to h1, we can just take this pawn. And if the queen takes the knight, then maybe we can go here, here, and jump knight here. I mean, this seems almost desperate. But it's one way of... There doesn't quite seem to be enough to follow up. White's just controlling the board. Okay, so white is controlling the board. Ah, but maybe there's knight here, and then knight here, and then boom. Okay, I've got... Boom. Nice. Now that was cunning. So it was deflecting the defender and then capturing the queen with check. Very nice. Now, just to say, we can actually open up these puzzles in analysis board on Lichess. And I've cunningly set it really small so it actually fits on your screens. Knight at f1 is indeed the only mating move. If he just does king h1, we have knight takes here, king here, and we can... I was thinking we can force taking the queen off, but we've got something even better, which is this. This is very pretty, again deflecting the defender. Very beautiful. So what's the theme of this one? It's deflect the defender, capture queen with check, and the knight-queen mate. So deflect defender, capture queen check, and the knight-queen mate. And just to show you, let's show you these definitions. Deflect defender, forcing, and I'll put it at the top. So hopefully you can see this. Deflect defender, forcing the opponent to move a piece that was defending a key square, often defending against mate. Capture queen with check. You're not allowed spaces in these tags. Capture queen with check, capturing the queen with check, kind of self-explanatory, often to be used later in a mating sequence. The queen, often to be used later. And finally, knight and queen is this one here. Mating pattern involving at least one knight and a queen. This one here. Okay. So there we go. That's the full list. We'll come back to it as we go along. So we have two pawns, a knight and a rook. So the first thing I notice about this position is this, and this is protected. So the king is restricted to two files. it's always useful when you're trying to construct a mating net to see how good the mating net is so far. So far the king is in sort of these, if I use a different colour, he's in, so because this is based on Lichess, you can use the same Lichess ideas. Now of course that is also taken, but it's in this little box, as it were. And of course we could just dump a rook here, and straight away that restricts him to even fewer squares. And so another question. So we've got 2 pawns and a knight. So how could we finish him off? So if he went here, we could always just drop here. And so the question is how to finish off this one. Is there a check? Knight drop on d5. That would work for this square here. So the square I want to cover is this one, f5. So I'm just going to try and think, how can I get to f5? So because of f5, I mean, we could put a pawn here, but the problem is then the king would run even further. So, trying to think how to. So that makes me think maybe this square needs to be kept for a knight, potentially. So I'm having second thoughts. f5 is a problem. So, how are we going to cover f5? So the knight here is covered by the bishop, so that won't do. Of course, if you went here and then here, we could go pawn here and knight here, and we're done. So my problem is the king going here directly. And I'm missing something. So let's see the chat. Risa 8000, hi there. Who is Emma Milan? Good question. Well, she's the singer. I don't know that much about her, but this is the CD from which it's from. Amistos Homeros, Poetas del Tango. So some tango poems. And I imagine that's her, but I wouldn't know. And it's a CD I got probably 15, 20 years ago, and I discovered that maybe it's, well, at least I'm hoping it's one of those things that YouTube doesn't really know about, and you guys don't know about, so I thought kill two birds with one stone. Maybe it's not copyright infringement, and also lets you hear some pretty nice music. Knight at f4 suggests Ominous. Yeah, knight f4. If we had two knights, knight here and here, that's awesome. Yeah, knight at f4 is good, but I'm still struggling. Then we've used up our knight, and also knight f4, you can then take that one. That kind of kills our mating net. So trying to work out. Okay, so all this while I've been adamant that I can't let the king go here or here, but I can't see a way of controlling this square. So I guess I've got to go rook here, king here, pawn here, and I have to admit that the king is on a runner. The king is going to do a runner. So we just need to stop it not doing too much of a runner. Going on to here, that's not so nice. So, this is annoying. Oh, of course. So, yeah, rook here, king here. There is that idea. Seems interesting, but questionable. But okay. Here, pawn here. If bishop takes pawn, rook takes pawn. I'm really stuck on this one. Because I don't want him running back here, so I don't really want to block off this file. Rook there, check. King here. Pawn here, check. Takes. And then he gets pawns back here, and then I go rook here. If he comes back here, how are we finishing this off? Okay, I probably have to admit I'm stuck here. But apparently that is the first move. I don't understand, but okay. Oh. Knight g3, knight g3, knight g3. Yes. Okay, that's really interesting. So we actually just had to throw away this piece to create a space for our knight to mate with. And the eventual mate is... It's not so important, the actual mate. The important thing is covering the escape, keeping him boxed in. And this idea of just throwing away our pawn, throwing away this pawn here, just so that we have space. So the two ideas, I guess, would be cover escape, and even more, something I'm going to call cast away. Now, so I'll show you what I mean by cast away. Cast away is moving a piece, usually throwing it away with check to clear its square for another piece. So I think that's really the key theme. Cover escape is mating pattern in which a check covers other squares not in the line of check in the king's escape path. So when I put it like that, I don't think I really needed cover escape. It's just cast away is the key. Having said that, yes, it is cover escape because I cover the whole G file. So it is cover escape. So I'm going to put it back. Cover escape and cast away are the two themes of this puzzle. So just to actually illustrate, by the way, if I now click, you can't quite see because it's below the board. It lists the tags, and if you click on one of the tags, it then gives all the puzzles which have that theme that I've tagged so far, and that the other taggers have tagged so far. Yeah, so very good question. What's the difference between cast away and clearance? If you look on something like Chess Tempo, cast away and clearance are both defined as clearance. But here you can see. But then actually in the Chess Tempo definition it says there are two types of clearance. Cast away is moving your own piece, usually throwing it away with check, to clear its square for another piece. Clearance is forcing a piece away from a square, diagonal, rank or file, often using a sacrifice, to make way for an attack, making use of the cleared square or path. So it's forcing the piece away. and that means it's usually an opponent piece, but not necessarily. There are circumstances where you, for example, might have a knight check takes, pawn takes, and you're clearing away the square where the pawn used to be. But usually it's forcing away an opponent piece. The most classic example is in the smothered mate pattern. You're forcing away the g7 square. But then we don't use the word clearance for that because it has its own theme, which is the smother. Or smother follow-up, depending. So castaway is throwing away your own piece, whereas clearance is forcing a space. Clearing away some square file diagonal, which then allows your attack to come in. So it's often the opponent piece, almost always the opponent pieces, but not necessarily. Now if I go to the list of tags, and I go to clearance, well there are a lot, so it's going to be hard to find the one which... So I'm just going to ask what is the solution to this one. Check. Check. So this is you cleared away g7, okay. Yeah. So this is clearance and then a magnet mate. So you cleared away g7 and then you came in with your big attack. So that's a classic example of a clearance, which obviously feels to me quite different from what we just saw here, which is clearing away your own piece. Okay, I've seen this already, what's going on. So I saw this already. I don't know why this suddenly came up. It's a queen sack, and then this, and now the rook is pinned, so that's checkmate. But I'd seen this already. And the themes for this were a queen sack, pin, and diagonal and queen mating. Don't know why that just suddenly came up again, but let's go to the next puzzle. Okay, white to play. This seems just very simple. Bishop cuts off the king, so cover escape, and then diagonal and queen mate. Okay, he could come up though. This is making me think. Bishop here. So it's not so simple. Because we don't want him to run this way. We could do this, but then he blocks, and then we need another pawn or something to mate. So, oh, we could do this. Okay, so we found a slow mate. Bishop here, king here, queen here, blocks. Bishop here, blocks, and takes, checkmate. Is there something faster? If we go queen here, he comes down, and I think we lose our chances. So I'm going to go with this one. Is there something faster? Queen there, king there. He runs away. It's definitely cover the escape. And there we go. So what are the themes? It's definitely about blocking. Sorry, not blocking. Yeah. So covering the escape and also blocking the escape. This is blocking the escape in. What's the difference? Okay, so I'm gonna tell you the difference. This is cover escape and block escape, and I think those are the two themes. I mean, how you actually mate is not really so interesting. So let's just share what the difference is between block escape and cover escape. So cover escape. So cover escape is a mating pattern in which a check covers other squares not in the line of check in the king's escape path. Now when I mean the line of check, that might seem a little bit confusing. By line of check, I just mean the line of check. I don't mean behind the check. So it's covering other squares not in the line. So the line of check, it should be the line segment of check, if I was being very proper about it. Not in the... Okay, I'll say line segment of check, even though that's a horrible way of saying it. So cover escape. Mating pattern which check covers other squares not in the line segment of the check in the king's escape path. So here the bishop is covering the square behind the king, so it keeps the king in. Whereas what's block escape? This is block escape. Hopefully you can see it. It's a mating pattern in which a check forces the opponent to block off his king's own escape path. Yeah, okay, so actually this is also cover escape. I just realised. I'm being silly. This is also cover escape. Because you're covering the squares. So block escape is when the king is... Yeah, this is actually just a cover escape. Sorry, it's not block escape at all. A block escape would be something like when you sort of drop a pawn check and he has to take it, and it just stops the king ever running out that way. So this is all cover escape, nothing to do with block escape at all. So you're just covering the escape, and yeah, very nice. So yeah, okay, hopefully that's all clear. We can go on. Next puzzle. So immediately I'm drawn to knight checks and take here. They seem very tempting. There are also ideas of rook here, takes here. Knight here, king here, pawn takes knight, king takes. Knight here. That would be mate. Oh, yeah, I'll have a second knight after this. So just checking out if there's any like rook at h8 idea as well. Rook at h1 rather. So that's interesting. Rook at h1 is also mating. It's just one move slower. So king g1 or king takes. So it's the same idea, but it takes one move longer. So what are the themes of this puzzle? Check. Take a piece with check. Pin. You're pinning this. Say. Take a piece with check. Pin. And the knight and queen are working together quite nicely. So I'd say take piece with check. Pin. And knight queen mate in Q. So if I go, so there's it's not called take pieces check, it's called capture with check. I'm being very careless here. Capture with check, pin, and Q. And just to see if I've made that mistake, take piece with check rather than capture with check, I'm going to look at all the puzzle tags. Take piece with check. Good, it's deleted. So it'll get deleted automatically from the list of tags. Good. That's almost mate. But he gets to take this one. Oh, we could get a queen if we wanted. That's tempting. And then go rook here, queen there. I mean, that just feels capture queen with check. Rook here, queen here. Yeah, easy. So I feel that's capture queen with check. There's a slight knight rook idea here, but I guess the bishop queen one, DQ, is diagonal queen mate. There is also a knight rook idea here, so arguably you could say NR coordination, getting him out, and then yeah, maybe I will do that just to be completely thorough. So capture queen with check, NR is knight rook, and DQ is diagonal queen. So yeah. Next one. Can we find mate here with a knight and 3 bishops? So my first thought is draw the king here and get this. We've got so many bishops, we can always put another bishop here. Yeah, and this is going to cover off this, so this bishop here will be a mating thing if he goes back. Because if he goes here, we can put another bishop here and we're winning a queen with check. So if they go so bishop, draw him out, then knight. He has to come up, but then just simply pawn here, king here, and bishop here is mate. So we just draw him out, and that's going to be mating him. Oh. I thought king takes bishop was strongest. Because now we're winning the queen with check. So now simply bishop, knight, queen would work. Is there something faster? No. Queen. Just queen straight away. It's a case of finding the fastest mate now. Oh, there's too many ways of doing this now. Queen. No. Bishop. Takes knight. Oh, we could do queen here to finish. Yes, bishop and queen. I think this is going to do it. Oof. Oof, oof, oof. And reassign 1000, knight at e3. Okay, so knight at e3, you're probably right, because that's defended. It does block off this file, but we're just going to dump a queen here. Knight, king here. And double check, maybe? Okay, let's just try. Knight e3. Okay. So bishop here. No, this square is covered. So bishop here and queen here, will that do the trick? That looks like it will do the trick. So let's do that. Ha! Gotcha. So just opening it up in an analysis board. Bishop e3, I was quite surprised he didn't take it, but apparently the mate here is slightly quicker. Yeah, I see, because then we're already controlling this square. So, yeah, queen at d3 is mate immediately, because the square is already controlled. So what we saw was after bishop, he did this, and I did this, takes, 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 and it was this position I was a bit stuck. I think I did bishop at b3. So apparently there are lots of things that mate. Knight at e3, knight d4, bishop at d3 even. Just to do a check. Bishop at d3, king takes bishop, then knight at c5, and this idea is working. Oh, that's also very nice. So going back though to the knight at e3 one, if he does this, queen at c2. Okay, this is what I completely missed. Is this? Yeah, that's nice. Now I just want to do a little check to make sure this puzzle is good. I'm going to click on retry puzzle. Just going to make sure that the puzzle does recognize this solution. Yeah, it does. That's good. So knight here and queen here. So the puzzle is good. It's a good puzzle. And just to go again. It's like this is something I call draw and push, and I'll explain what I mean by that in case you hadn't seen it in my previous video. So draw and push. There's always a capture queen with check idea. So I'll write that. Capture queen with check is a nice theme. And once you've done that, I still failed the puzzle. And this is also a nice way of doing it. Okay, I have to just put it on again. So bishop here, takes, takes. So then to finish it off, then there are lots of ways of finishing it off. It's kind of hard to this is all the draw and push idea, so I don't think I'm going to call it anything special. Because there are many ways of finishing off with knight and queen, or... okay, I'm getting this completely wrong. I'm not allowed spaces when you write tags, and I'm putting in spaces. So okay, so draw and push and capture queen with check. Now just to explain. Capture queen with check is self-explanatory. Capturing the queen with check often be used later in a mating sequence. Draw and push does need explanation, so let's just highlight that. Draw and push. Draw and push is drawing the king out with a diagonal check and then pushing it back with a second check, in so doing creating a mating net. So that's what we're doing. Yeah, I'm sorry. So that's what we're doing here. We're drawing the king out with a diagonal check just so that when the king takes this, we can land a piece which then controls that square, and that creates the mating net, because then that keeps the king in a box. It turns out, obviously, if you go knight and he comes up, you just simply have pawn here, king here, and bishop here, checkmate. Or even knight takes queen probably leads to mate as well. Okay, so let's just quickly finish this off. I like this one. Okay, next puzzle. This is actually really important. Whenever you have this sort of situation, people always drop pawns. And it's a mistake. Because pawns don't see backwards. Pawns are great if you want to then promote, actually. So if you ever want to go pawn and then queen or something, pawns are wonderful because they can promote. But in this sort of position, I'm 100% sure it's going to be a bishop, because bishops see backwards. King runs here, takes. If he rows back, queen here is checkmate, so he has to take here. But now, queen there's checkmate. So this is very important. This is a really important... Oh, that's hilarious. I was just saying how important this theme is. And I got it wrong. So I thought bishop there, king there, bishop takes pawn, king takes bishop, queen there's checkmate. So what am I missing? Check, 2. What am I missing? This is mate in 3. King f8. Ah, that's true. So is it queen then? Queen. Wow, that's impressive. Because then if he goes... No, it can't be. Oh, this is good. Okay. Chuck Moulton says, you're missing king f8, so you need to drop queen first, then the bishop will mate with that same sack for the pawn. And Crazyhouse 8000 also says, maybe queen at f7. Okay, so queen does stop him running to f8, but he goes back. Check. If he goes back now... Oh, then you can go back and put a bishop there, so that would still be mate. Okay. Now, if I go bishop first, he just goes to f8 and is completely safe. Okay, fine, I agree with that. Now, if he runs up here, takes, bishop there is also mate. Oh, okay, so I didn't need the queen to mate. Okay. Nice. Wow. So then I go back. That's so important. That's such an important puzzle. It's like, if people like, in terms of like instructive puzzles, this is such a good one. I'm not taking notes though, but if I were taking notes, I should really write down this puzzle is something to, if I was making kind of lessons on stuff, this is, don't know. Never mind. Let's just, I forgot to do tags. Let's tag this one. I mean, it's just diagonal and queen basically. How to coordinate DQ. Is there anything else? I think it's just diagonal and queen coordination. But it's a really important one. There should be some tag for important. But okay, it's 5248 if anyone wants to post it on Discord or something. It's a real good one. Okay, next one. Pawn, knight, and bishop. So this feels easy because you're just going to pick up a queen. So hunters, you dump a pawn and pick up the queen with check. In the meantime, the king is almost confined to a back rank, can only come up. So without thinking too much, I'm just... okay, I should have thought too much. Is this another example where the bishop is useful? Okay, let's just go with bishop. Okay, maybe I should actually think. Knight? Okay, so at some point I'm going to go queen takes queen, bishop takes... Maybe you need to stop the king running away. So pawn here, the king could run. No, it can't. Knight's covering. What am I talking about? So what was wrong with the pawn here? He takes... I just assumed takes, queen... Yeah. Okay, so the worry is running out that way. Maybe. So just to check again. Pawn here, queen takes queen, king here. It seems so ridiculous. Okay, maybe it's just a faster mate. Just take the queen straight away. Bishop takes four. Oh, this queen there will be mate. Okay, so this is kind of sad. It's just a really easy mate, isn't it? Queen here, check. King here. Queen takes bishop, block, and knight. Okay. Okay, so it's just this is faster. And I need a new knight. Okay, that's just unfortunate. So I was keen on this, and it just delays the mate by one move. So takes, and then there's a nice move, bishop at d8, keeps him. So if he takes, queen there's checkmate. He can try and run away a little bit. Yeah, it does actually work. He's running away again. It's kind of annoying. Yeah, so you have stuff like this, and then you finally get him out here. Okay, so it's just all a bit more tedious. So, what's all this? Just capture the queen with check. And this is like a back rank issue. Your blocking is escaping back rank. So yeah, I feel this is a back rank because he can't escape. If a pawn check or a knight check, all would work. So let's call it back rank. And just to show you the definition of back rank, even though you all know it, a mating pattern in which the opponent king is confined to the back rank, so can only defend along that rank by taking, by which I mean he means taking the checking piece, or blocking. I could say checking piece, to be absolutely clear. Okay, let's see. Pawn, knight and queen, and we don't have anything like knight here, queen here, because... okay, fine. But maybe we got knight here, no. So queen here also is an interesting idea, but the king is coming out. So it's the kind of thing where we need to... the king is coming out and then taking this and running away. So there is another crazy idea, which is queen here, king takes, knight here, which defends the rook. So it would be mate if he doesn't take it. So it's deflecting the defender, and then that will be mate. So I like that move. So deflect the defender and checkmate. So yeah, deflect defender is the theme. And maybe rook queen combine nicely. Next one. So immediately strikes me out this position is the F file. So we have lots of... Oh, and the other thing is bishop here. Bishop here is a very nice move because it will keep the king in. And you can't take it, or rook here will be, or queen there will be checkmate. But the problem with going bishop there is, so if he blocks, that's interesting because that keeps him kind of smothered. The king can always run here, so what we have to always ask ourselves is how are we going to get the king on g8? And Reset 8000 says rook takes f7. Just wants to go straight in. We do have a queen, so that could work. Yeah, because if he takes, queen here check, king goes back. And then maybe... So this square is quite well defended. So I'm going to just for a moment think about this bishop at d6 idea. Because he either blocks... Oh, of course rook takes f7 could also be followed up by knight here. That's another idea. So yeah, that does look powerful. Because if he tries to... So the knight covers off these two squares. If he tries to run here, then we have queen here check, followed by queen here checkmate. So he's forced to run up this way. But that surely won't work, because of queen there check, king takes knight, bishop there is checkmate. So the only other thing is running this way. So dropping a queen first might not be the best thing. We could drop a bishop first. And so if he goes here, queen there is checkmate. If he tries to run the other way, then queen there will be mate. So yes, rook takes f7 looks very promising. Just because knight and queen are such a powerful combination, I thought. Oh. Oh, this is quicker, isn't it? Okay, so queen here was my first thought, but he just goes back. Yeah. Well, queen at e6. But what's the follow-up? We've only got one knight. One knight and bishop. Knight at d7. Oh. Oh, oh, oh. Okay, I completely missed that. Okay, yes, yes. And that was Omnis's other idea as well. So yeah, well done, Risa 8000. Getting the order of those ideas right. Okay, so piece sack, deflect defender, and then knight queen mate. Very nice. So piece sack, deflect, defender, and knight queen mate. And I should just mention there's deflect defender. So again on chess tempo, I think it defines it. So this is forcing the opponent to move a piece that was defending a key square, often defending against mate. And this is slightly different from remove defender. Yeah. Remove defender is this one. Removing a defender by capturing it, not merely deflecting it away. Okay, so just making that distinction clear. Some people call it other things, but okay, so that's very nice. We deflect the defender and go in for the mate. Okay. So, bishop would threaten mate. So it's, he ran up, he's mated, so he has to run back. But then we've got a pawn check. Okay, so he runs here, but then a queen checkmate. So this is a simple draw and push. With the finish being knight and queen, NQ, checkmate. There's already a mating net set up. So if we could only deliver a check, could also always get a queen with check. Wow. What's he do? Okay, let's think. Or do we just take directly? Takes, check. He'd have to block with the queen. Ah, he'd have to block with the queen to stop this, but then we can take, and then that is checkmate. Okay, that's nice. So capture the queen with check. And the point of this... Oh. Well, this, we can just take this. Now we have mate in 2. We have mate in 1 somewhere. Ah, of course, he's running away if I do that. That's terrible. Okay. Eek. Why did I get that wrong? Okay, so capture queen with check. I was thinking he'd go queen there, but then we just take, and there. So it's a back rank issue. So it's really a back rank issue. This is all about back rank. So capture queen with check and get him on the back rank. Capture queen with check and back rank. Next. Queen. So something I noticed about this position is we could just go bishop takes bishop and then kill all the checks. If we don't have anything better. And I can't see anything better, so I'm going to do this. Ugh. I feel bad now. Pawn, bishop, queen. So was there something more forcing? Here takes queen here. Takes, maybe. Blocks. Drop. Takes. I mean, it seems crazy. But okay, then maybe this is what... Oh, I'm such a fool. Okay, I think tiredness is getting to me. My goodness. H3 was not protected. What? Okay. So this is a classic... What is it? It's not quite a draw and... Well, yes, yeah, it is a draw and push, isn't it? You're drawing him and then pushing him back and queen invasion. So it feels like a draw and push and a queen invasion. That's the key word. You could also call this a magnet, in a way, because you're drawing him into the danger. So, is it a draw and push or is it a magnet? I mean, a draw and a push is a kind of magnet. I'd say this is a draw and push. And queen invasion. So, just to remind you what a magnet is, because in some ways this could equally be tagged a magnet, is drawing the king to a square where it can be checked and potentially mated. So in a way that's true. And draw and push is more like creating a mating net, drawing the king out with a diagonal check and then pushing it back with the second check, in so doing creating a mating net. So either of those are correct. But I'll give it draw and I'll give it draw and push. I mean, either. And then queen invasion, mating pattern involving maneuvering the queen into the opponent's position in such a way that its checks cannot be blocked. And yeah, the reason for that is, yeah, I feel it's a queen invasion in a way. Yeah, I was overcomplicating this, as you said. Okay, so here we have a knight and a rook. And first thing that comes to my mind is push him away and then take. But something else that comes to my mind is he only has queens as blockers. That's so exciting. Yes, 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 yes. No, darn. I was thinking takes, 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 and queen here, but it doesn't work because it's got bishop takes. If you had king takes forced, queen there would be mate. But the bishop covers. But we have... Oh, I didn't mean to play it so quickly. Queen takes knight, and I was thinking knight here. So he has to come out. And then rook here. Yes, yes, yes. Wonderful. Yes, yes, yes. Beautiful. So, if we go right back to the beginning, kind of a back rank. To be honest, I'd have rather he went here, and I'd say it's a back rank with knight, with diagonal knight and rook, which I call DNR, diagonal knight and rook, and back rank. But he went the other way, so. But I still think it's a diagonal knight rook mate. Now, do I want to say it's a queen sack as well? Yeah, it's a queen sack. You just blow him out. So let's call it a queen sack, diagonal knight rook mate, and back rank. Even though the diagonal knight rook wasn't what came up in the puzzle, I think you have to see that mate in order for it to work. So now we're black, we have so much material. And queen here, knight here, mate. So what an easy one, right? Right? What am I missing? Yes. So this is a classic knight-queen mate. NQ. Nothing more to say about that one. Somehow, people are finding it difficult. Pawn, knight, bishop, two queens again. It's one of those you've got so much material. So many queens. The problem is this rook is providing a lot of coverage. So, okay. Get one of the queens on would be good. If he went here, that would be good. Okay, so knight takes pawn. He has to go here. And then maybe we can push him back somehow. Like a knight here pushes him back, maybe? Wow, that's really good. Then you've got a back rank issue. So that's really nice. Knight takes pawn, king here, a second knight here. If he steps directly back, queen here is checkmate. So knight takes pawn, king here, knight here. He has to go here. And now And now what? And now... I mean, there's a slow way, which is queen, queen takes rook, and rook here, checkmate. But I mean, that seems to be fine. Is there something faster? Maybe pawn here. Yeah, pawn there's faster, because then pawn there and the queen there's checkmate. Don't have to take the rook. Yes. Just to see if there's something faster. Meaning if there are equally fast ways of doing it, just double check. So knight takes c7 is indeed the fastest. This is forced. Oh, queen at d8 was also a thing. Queen at d8. Well, that's creative. Queen at d8, rook takes d8. Then knight at c5, because then it's... that's quite pretty, actually. That's very pretty. Oh, it does work. Ominous. Yes. Nice one. Okay, so knight c5 is what I wanted. King c8. I was wondering... So even now, queen at d8 still works. My goodness. I was thinking queen at b7. What? We've got two queens? Okay, this is just silly. Okay, this is really silly. We've got far too much material. So basically the only theme of this puzzle, because we have so much material, is... Well, I'd normally call this a draw and push, but I define draw and push as a diagonal bringing him out. Whereas this is not a diagonal, it's... But it's a draw and push action. You're kind of drawing him out and then you're covering the square in which he goes to. So it looks like I need to redefine draw and push, because this is draw and push. So instead of with a diagonal check, I'll say drawing the king out along a diagonal. And then pushing it back with the second check instead of creating a mating net. Just because I feel this is draw and push in a way. Because you're creating this mating net. And I don't think anything else, because we have so much material that once we've created the mating net, we can mate in too many ways. And oh yes, there was queen at d8 ideas. So that would be... So that's a classic example of block escape. But because we don't have to use it, I can't really tag it as block escape. Because we don't have to do block escape. Yeah, everything's going to be easy. So it's not such a good puzzle. So I'll just say it's a draw and push. But yeah, there is a very beautiful block escape way of doing it after the first move. So let's retry puzzle just to make sure that the puzzle recognizes this method. It does. It does. It does. Yeah, so the puzzle is smart. Let's just make sure again something else. This one, and this one. And use one queen here, and another queen here. Okay, the puzzle is quite smart. It recognizes all these solutions. So that's good. So it's not a faulty puzzle, but it's a kind of, yeah. Okay, we have two pawns, a knight, and two queens again. But it's not really obvious. We could use one queen and then do this, but yeah, it's quite reasonable. So if he ever took here, queen here, but he's just running away. It doesn't quite feel right. There's just too much material on the board. Okay, queen, king takes, knight here, king takes, queen there, knight there, knight there, keeps him locked in. king here. So annoying. It's got to be that though, so let's just do this. No, apparently not. I just realised something. I just realised something really obvious. Black has no pieces in hand. What am I doing sacking a queen when he has no pieces in hand? I mean, I could even just go knight here. No. Okay, I really don't know what I'm doing here, so this is terrible. I don't see how to do this. But he does have no blockers, so that could be the key. Just go check. Wow, that worked. Just because he can't block. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So, because if you took the knight, we'd just put a second queen here, and queen takes pawn is checkmate. Okay, so that does make some sense. And now this way, we just do this. Good. So no blockers is actually the key to this one. And that's like Castaway. We're just throwing away our piece because we want to get in. So no blockers, Castaway, and queen. Remember you've got two queens. Yes. Next. We could go knight there. Win a free rook. Dump a bishop on. Or just push a pawn, in fact. But he still has two squares. But we'd have two diagonals left. So that would work. But maybe there's something better. Knight there, king here. We could also have knight takes pawn check. Ooh, 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 ooh. Ooh, that's so juicy. Oh, that's so juicy. Ah, that's so nice. Oh, that's just so pretty. So NQ. Knight queen coordination. Nice. Next one. Pawn. Just dump a knight there and it's mate. And if he takes queen, double check mate. Oof. Okay, stop guessing. But seriously, what's going on here? So rook here, king here, queen here is checkmate. So, and pawn here is also mating really quickly with like the knight here, pawn takes, pawn checkmate. So the fact that's all wrong means I'm missing like mate in one or something. So, or I'm missing something. So rook there, check, king there, queen there is mate in two, right? I am white, yes, okay. What am I missing? Well, yeah, rook at b8 also works. But I'm just wondering what's wrong with rook at... That's also mate. Okay, look. Rook at c8 is mate in 2, right? There, and queen there, checkmate. Okay, well let's try rook at b8. Nope. Well, what am I missing? I'm so confused. Yeah, rook at b8, king here, queen there is also checkmate. If he blocks, queen takes is checkmate. So it... Oh, I'm in check! That's what I'm missing. I'm in check! Ah, ridiculous. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so it's mate in 2 if it's our move. But I'm in check. How annoying. Oh dear. So I'm very tempted just to take it. But I could also just go here and say he's got no... Seems if I take it, he's got more checks. So maybe the best thing to do is actually to run. And that the queen is still threatening all kinds of things. So it's actually run. If I can. Why can't I run? I'm very confused. I'm going to ask for the permalink of this puzzle. Okay, that's showing I'm in check. Good. I'm going to move out. Good, 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 good. Okay. Now I've got to be careful. If I move to here, I'm getting more checks. But if I take this, there are no more checks. Yes! Okay. Now we're in business. We're going to go queen here, here. He has to do that, otherwise pawn will be made. Okay. And then we could just take it, I guess. So I was going to go 1, 2, 3. So the fact that doesn't work means I have mate in 2, and I saw another mate in 3, which is pawn here, here, rook here. Takes, takes, but that's already, that's also 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 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 I had faster. I don't need to take the queen to mate. Ah. Okay. So. Nice. Knight c7 and knight d5. Yeah. So just want to check out of interest, do I lose my mating attack if I had taken the knight like this? Yeah. So there's no longer a forced mate, in fact, without the queen there. So that's interesting to see. So it's not a case of least checks. We're not going here just because they're least checks, we're actually going here just because we want to maintain our attack. So least checks is a theme that does come up sometimes, where we're just trying to do moves, seeking the fastest mate. So the calculations involve finding moves which minimize opponent attacks and only attempt to postpone the mate. But here actually it's not a case of least checks because we actually need the queen there. So we go back rank and draw him out. And, okay, so we don't actually use the queen and the mate, so it's dn in the end. Let's just see if there were other ways of mating, just to make sure we understand. So rook at b8 also worked, so queen at c8 also worked. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I said, oh yeah, that's one you mentioned. Knight c7 as well, yeah. And knight at d5, so we're still covering this. So, at the end of the day, it is important to have this diagonal and knights working together nicely. So I'll just call this diagonal knight theme, even though there are all sorts of other things going on. It's hard to define exactly. There is an element of blocking the escape, but Yeah, maybe there's blocking escapes. But no, it's just diagonal knight. Okay, next puzzle. Okay, this. It's just blocks. We don't have a knight, so we have to be smart. The knight controls this square. So if he does this, this. Ah, yes, okay. So I feel pawn takes, and then another pawn or bishop here. Bishop? It's hard to say. I think a pawn will do. So pawn, bishop, queen. So I don't see why a pawn is bad. Unless we want to save the pawn for later. So apparently that's faster. Although I don't see why, but okay. I'm lost. Oh, maybe you could put a queen here. And then a bishop. No. Drop on h4. Yes, well done, Rizai. 8,000. Oh, we have rook and queen. Okay. I mean, let's go rook, and then bishop, and then pawn, and then queen. That's quite funny. But what's wrong with dropping a pawn here, which is what my original thought was. King runs. Oh, I see. The king might actually run away. Ah. Yeah, I didn't think of that. So we could take here, but he can actually run here, and then they're covered. Okay, that's interesting. So that's why we needed to cover the escape. So cover escape is the theme. And then we did what we did. We could have gone at g5 as well, apparently. g5. Knight takes g5. And then the rook is more powerful in a way. That's interesting. That's another way of doing it. So the theme of the puzzle is the cookie crumb idea, and I'll just explain what that is. And it's cover escape. You have to stop him from running away. In fact, it's also, I should have said diagonal queen mate. And so yeah, in case you're new to me solving these puzzles, okay, cover escape we've covered, but cookie crumb we haven't covered so far today. So it's dropping 2 or more diagonals that draw the king out, usually to be mated in the middle of the board, or else pushed back to the edge and mated. And that's what we saw in this puzzle. We drew him out and then pushed him back to the edge and mated him. Okay, I think I'm getting a little bit tired, so maybe a couple more and then we'll call today. Pawn, knight, rook. I'm tempted by this double check, so it forces king here, knight here, king here, and then we've got a really good control, so we could even throw, no, we can't, because bishop covers. So go again, knight takes pawn check, king here. knight here, king here, and it looks like the king's run away. Another idea is knight takes pawn, king here. Could there be crazy ideas like knight here, check? And then if takes, we actually have rook here. But then king runs there, so that's not so sweet. Oh, oh, rook here takes, then knight takes, pawn is checkmate. Oh my goodness. 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 So it's a double check idea, but it's a smother. Double check smother. Wow. That was a good one. That's always one to finish on. But we'll do one more. Let's do one more. And then I'll play out with the title track of this CD from YouTube. Pawn, bishop, and a rook. So this is great. I mean, this is just classic. The knight covers the light squares, and we're just going to use diagonals to cover the dark squares. So, but do we have enough diagonals? Oops. So we've got pawn there, draws him out. If we had two diagonals, we'd then mate, but we don't have two diagonals. So got to be a little bit careful. So we can draw him out once. But then we have to be careful. So the problem is bishop there, you can just go back here. And then I'm like, I'm a piece short. So you've got to be a little bit careful. I mean, the other idea is there check, king here, and then knight here, check. Oh no, we have a rook. This is wonderful. So if he comes up, just simply rook at g7, and that's surely going to be big trouble for him. Without seeing exactly why. He's going to have stuff like queen takes bishop to deal with. He could still block, but it looks risky. It is defended, but yeah. So okay, pawn there, knight there. What if he just drops back? Can't quite see. Reaside 1000 says, just drop on g7, it's cake. But what, aren't we short? Okay, so I'm going to drop on g7, but now I'm stuck. Which probably shows how tired I am. So my problem I'm having is bishop here, king here. So it's not a bishop move. Knight here. So if you went here, obviously bishop here, king here, rook here is checkmate. Okay. So if I went knight here and here, yeah, then I'm not seeing it. Okay, knight f5, king g8. Rook g8, king here. So knight f5, king g8. So obviously if he runs up, then he's in trouble, I think. I mean, without seeing exactly why. It looks dangerous. Okay, so knight f5, king g8. Oh, no, I don't see it. So we have rook h8, king takes, bishop there, king there. Don't quite have enough. Oh, I know. Oh, this is beautiful. Bishop h6. So if he goes back, then bishop g7 is mate. But if he takes it, knight takes, and he's forced to go, he's forced to stay out. So bishop h6 takes, then knight f5. And if he goes there, then we just go pawn there, check, and yeah, so it's going to be this first, and then knight f5. And now we just need to finish him off. Okay. So this is the sort of thing where you say he's in a mating net. And we just need to figure out how to close the net. We could drop a rook here and he'd have only 2 squares left. If you went here, we just drop diagonals here and here. That's it. So rook here, he probably goes here, but then just check. Here, and still works. Check. So that's mate in 3. Could there be a mate in 2? We've got queen takes bishop, block, and rook here. We still got king here. So it doesn't look like mate in. So it looks like mate in 3 is the best. So I'm going to go pawn there, and bishop there, and that looks like it will do it. How is that wrong? Oh, because he can run here. Okay. That was bad. Okay, I forgot to cover this square. So I still got it wrong after all that. Okay, so this is brilliant. You're attacking through g2, g7. So it's g2, g7. There's an element of like cookie crumb here. You're just drawing him forward. So one theme is going to be g2, g7. Cookie crumb, because you're drawing him towards your forces. This is covering your escape in some way, you could say. I mean, he's in a mating net then, and then it's easy, even though that's the point where I got it wrong. G2, G7, cookie crumb, cover, escape. Is there another theme here? I think that's everything. Yeah, well, let's do one more, because I don't want to end on a... Oh, we've got so much material. Queen takes pawn, pawn takes rook. Pawn takes rook. And we still have a queen in hand. Oh my goodness, let's just do this. Now, what to do with our queen? We could dump a queen here, for example. He could block with a queen. What else could we do? So queen here feels powerful, exploiting the pin. What else could we do? We've got a knight. Okay, that's even better. Knight there, check. If he goes back, it's mate, so he has to come up. And then we just go queen there and rook. Oh, that just feels like the best thing to do. Knight there, check. So we then seal him off and mate him. Nice. So queen sack. I mean, it's just queen sack and how to describe this? You block it. This is actually, I mean, you're blocking his escape in a way, I guess. Queen sack, block escape. I mean, the knight's also covering the escape as well, but I'll call this a block escape. Or is it a cover escape? I'll call it cover escape. I'm not quite sure. I mean, so this is a block, because the king now can't run out. So that's a block escape. But this is a cover escape. So is it a cover or a block escape? Kind of. So queen sack, that's a cover escape. That's a block escape. Yeah, I'm not sure which to call it. I'll call it both, why not? Block escape as well. Okay. Okay, so hope you've enjoyed these puzzles. Let's just have a look at my profile. So it seems I'm at my peak puzzle rating now, of almost 1450. To be fair, you should completely ignore puzzle ratings on this website. Hi there, Chuck. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed the stream. I'm just going to close out by playing the title track, which I started the stream with, and it has some more information about Emma Milan, I guess. And this song is called Milonga Triste. Yeah, thanks everyone for joining in. I know this is not on Lichess, so we don't have the same numbers of people, but thanks for the faithful few. Yusai, Thousand, Chuck, and Ominous dropping by.
Volví por caminos blancos, volví sin poder llegar. Grité con mi grito largo, canté sin saber cantar. Cerraste los ojos negros, se volvió tu cara blanca y llevaron tu silencio al sonar de las campanas. La luna cayó en el agua, el dolor golpeó mi pecho con cuerdas de 100 guitarras. Me trenecé remordimientos. Volví por caminos viejos, volví sin poder llegar. Grité con tu nombre muerto, recé sin saber rezar. Tristeza de haber querido tu rubor en un sendero, tristeza de los caminos que después ya no te vieron, silencio en el campo santo, soledad de las estrellas, recuerdos que duelen tanto, delantal y trenzas negras. Ay, 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 ay. Volví por caminos muertos,